Hello, everyone. Today we are going to look at 7 words that are very common in everyday English. These words are used by native speakers every single day, in conversations at work, at home, with friends, and with strangers. The words are accept, achieve, admire, admit, advise, afford, and agree. If you can use these words naturally, your English will sound much more like a native speaker. So let's get started. The first word is accept. Accept means to say yes to something, or to take something that someone gives you. When you accept something, you are okay with it. You are not fighting it or saying no. For example, if your friend offers you a cup of coffee and you say, "Yes, thank you," that is accepting. Or if your boss gives you a new project at work and you say, "Okay, I will do it," you are accepting the project. Native speakers use this word in many situations. They say things like, "I accept your apology." This means someone said sorry and you're okay with it now. They also say, "She accepted the job offer." This means a company gave her a job and she said yes. Another very common one is, "You need to accept the situation." This means the situation is not going to change, so stop fighting it and be okay with it. Accept is a very powerful word because it is not just about things. It is also about feelings and situations. The next word is achieve. Achieve means to succeed in doing something that was hard. When you achieve something, you worked for it and you got it. It was not easy, but you did it. Think about a student who studies very hard for a big exam. After months of hard work, she gets a perfect score. She achieved her goal. Or think about a man who wants to run a marathon. He trains every day for 1 year. On the day of the race, he crosses the finish line. He achieved something great. Native speakers say things like, "He achieved his dream of becoming a doctor." This means it was his dream for a long time, and after a lot of hard work, it happened. They also say, "She achieved a lot in her career." This means she did many successful things in her job. And you will often hear, "It feels amazing to achieve something you worked so hard for." This is about that feeling of success after a long journey. Achieve is a word full of positive energy. It is about hard work and results. Now let's talk about admire. Admire means to look at someone or something and think it is really good or really beautiful. When you admire someone, you respect them. You think they are doing something well. For example, if you watch a painter create a beautiful painting and you feel very impressed, you admire their work. Or if you have a friend who is always kind to everyone, even when life is hard, you admire that about them. Native speakers say things like, "I really admire her courage." This means she did something very brave, and you think that is wonderful. They also say, "He admires his father more than anyone else." This means his father is someone he looks up to, someone he respects deeply. You will also hear, "We stood there and admired the view." This is about looking at something beautiful in nature, like mountains or the ocean, and just feeling good about it. Admire can be about people, things, places, or qualities. It is always a warm and positive feeling. The next word is admit. Admit means to say that something is true, especially when it is something difficult to say. When you admit something, you are being honest about something that maybe you did not want to say. For example, if you made a mistake at work and you tell your manager, "I made a mistake, I'm sorry," that is admitting. It takes courage to admit things. Native speakers use this word a lot. They say he finally admitted that he was wrong. This means for a long time he did not want to say it, but in the end he said, "Yes, I was wrong." They also say she admitted that she forgot about the meeting. This means she told the truth about forgetting, even though it was a little embarrassing. Another common one is, "I have to admit, that was really impressive." And this is interesting because sometimes admit is used when you are surprised by something. You did not expect it to be good, but it was. And you're honest about that surprise. Admit is a word about honesty and truth. Now we come to advise. Advise means to tell someone what you think they should do. When you advise someone, you are giving them your opinion to help them make a good decision. A doctor advises patients. A teacher advises students. A good friend advises you when you have a problem. For example, if your friend is thinking about leaving her job, and she asks you what you think, and you say, "I think you should wait a little longer and save more money first," you are advising her. Native speakers say things like, "My doctor advised me to get more sleep." This means the doctor told him that sleeping more would be good for his health. They also say, "I would strongly advise you not to do that." This is a warning. The person is saying, "Please listen to me. This is not a good idea." And you will often hear, "She advised him to talk to a lawyer." This means the situation was serious, and the best thing to do was get professional help. Advise is a helpful word. It is about caring enough to share your thoughts with someone. The next word is afford. Afford means to have enough money to pay for something. If you can afford something, you have the money for it, and it is okay to buy it. If you cannot afford something, it is too expensive for you right now. For example, if you want to buy a new car but it costs too much, you might say, "I cannot afford it right now." Native speakers use this word all the time. They say, "We finally afford to buy a house." This means after saving money for a long time, they now have enough. They also say, "I cannot afford to eat at that restaurant every week." This means it is too expensive to do regularly. But afford is not only about money. Native speakers also use it about time. They say, "I cannot afford to waste any more time on this." This means time is very valuable, and spending more time on something is like losing something important. This is a very practical word that comes up in everyday life very often. And our last word today is agree. Agree means to think the same as someone else, or to say yes to a plan or an idea. When two people agree, they have the same opinion. For example, if your friend says, "I think this restaurant has the best pizza in the city," and you say, "Yes, I think so too," you agree. Native speakers say things like, "We all agreed to meet at 7 o'clock." This means everyone said yes to that plan. They also say, "I completely agree with you." This is a strong way to say yes, you are totally right. I think the same thing. And you will hear, "They could not agree on what to do." This means two people or a group had different ideas and could not find the same answer. Agree is one of the most social words in English. Every day, in every conversation, people are agreeing and disagreeing, making plans, sharing opinions, and connecting with each other. So let's do a quick review. Accept means to say yes to something or be okay with it. Achieve means to reach a goal after hard work. Admire means to really respect or appreciate someone or something. Admit means to tell the truth about something difficult. Advise means to tell someone what you think they should do. Afford means to have enough money or time for something. And agree means to think the same as someone or to say yes to a plan. These 7 words are small, but they carry a lot of meaning. They show up in conversations every day, and knowing how to use them will help you sound natural and confident in English. Now let's look at how native speakers actually use all of these words together in a real conversation.
Hey, do you have a few minutes? I really need to talk to someone about something.
Of course. What is going on?
So, you know I have been working at that marketing company for about 3 years now, right? Well, my manager called me into his office yesterday and told me that they want to promote me to team leader.
Oh, wow, that is big news. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I do not know. Part of me is really happy, but part of me is a little scared. The new role comes with a lot more responsibility, and I am not sure I can handle it.
I think you should accept it. You have worked really hard for this. This is exactly the kind of opportunity you have been waiting for.
You really think so?
I do. I have watched you work on so many projects over the past year, and every single time, you find a way to get things done. You always find a solution, even when things get difficult.
That is really kind of you to say. I have to admit, though, I have been feeling a lot of self-doubt lately. Like, what if I am not good enough for this new position?
Everyone feels that way when something new and big comes along. But think about everything you have already achieved. You came into that company with almost no experience, and now your manager is asking you to lead a whole team. That does not happen by accident.
I know. When I think about it that way, I do feel proud. I just do not want to make mistakes and let people down.
Making mistakes is part of the job. Every good leader makes mistakes. The important thing is that you learn from them and keep going.
I guess you are right. Can I ask you something, though? What would you advise me to do if I do take the role and things get hard?
I would advise you to talk to people. Do not try to do everything alone. A good leader asks for help when they need it. And listen to your team. They will respect you more if you show them that their opinions matter.
That is really good advice. Honestly, I really admire the way you think about these things. You always seem so calm and clear when I am all over the place.
That is very sweet of you to say. But I have my own moments of doubt too. Trust me. I just try not to let them stop me from moving forward.
Can I ask you something personal? When you left your old job 2 years ago to start freelancing, were you scared?
Very scared. I have to admit, there were many nights when I sat at my desk and thought, what am I doing? I had a stable job with a good salary. I walked away from all of that.
So why did you do it?
Because I could not afford to keep doing something that made me unhappy. And I do not just mean money. I mean, I could not afford to spend my whole life doing work that had no meaning for me. Every morning, I woke up feeling empty. And I knew something had to change.
That must have been a really hard decision.
It was, but I do not regret it. Once I accepted that the safe road was not always the right road, things started to feel clearer. I stopped fighting it and just moved forward.
I agree with that. I think sometimes we hold on to things that feel safe even when they are not really making us happy.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, once I started freelancing, I began to achieve things I never thought were possible for me. Small things at first. Getting my first client. Finishing my first big project on my own. But those small things added up.
That is inspiring. I think what I admire most about your story is that you did not wait for the perfect moment. You just went for it.
There is no perfect moment. You just have to decide and then figure it out as you go. And honestly, I think you are ready for this promotion. I really do.
Okay, I think I am going to accept it. I'm going to go back to my manager tomorrow and tell him yes.
I am really glad to hear that. And when things get tough, and they will get tough sometimes, just remember why you said yes in the first place.
I will. You know, I was talking to my brother about this last night too, and he gave me completely different advice. He told me to wait and think about it more, maybe for another week or two.
Well, I can see why he might say that. It is a big decision. But do you agree with him?
Not really. I think waiting too long sometimes makes things harder, not easier. The more I sit with it, the more nervous I get.
I agree. Sometimes thinking too much is the enemy of action. You know what you want. You just needed someone to help you see it clearly.
You are right. And I have to admit, I feel so much better after this conversation. I came in here feeling lost, and now I actually feel ready.
That is all you. I just asked a few questions. The answers were already inside you.
I do not know if I fully agree with that, but I appreciate you saying it. You have been a really good friend today.
That is what friends are for. Now go home, get some rest, and tomorrow morning, go tell your manager that you accept the offer.
I will. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
You have got this. Go achieve something great.